D'Amico Ryans, he might be calling the defensive plays, but I guess my antenna went up a little bit on Burke when I saw his Dolphins defenses didn't rank higher than 27th in points allowed in the 2 years that he was the defensive coordinator. And those were with teams with Pro Bowlers Minkah Fitzpatrick, Rashad Jones, Xavier Howard, Ndamukong Suh, and Cameron Wake. And I found quotes where players weren't exactly happy with their playing time or how they were getting used. Does any of this sound familiar to you?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that you have to grade Matt Burke on is a little bit of a curve in Miami. Now, that was his only real large test sample as a defensive coordinator, especially at the NFL level. But something that people need to understand, I think, in the great city of Houston is that he did not have a ton of support when it came to Adam Gase. Adam Gase basically said, this side of the ball is yours. I'm going to go over here and doodle plays and come up with what I think is a creative way to use Ryan Tannehill, Jay Cutler, and all these other quarterbacks, offensive players. He didn't touch the defense. In fact, notoriously, the last game of the Adam Gase era, the defense is on the field. They're trying to win a game, and Adam Gase is nowhere near watching the defense play. He's on the sidelines drawing up offensive plays or whatever he was doing, padding his resume for the New York Jets. I'm not quite sure. So Matt Burke really wasn't supported, in my opinion, tremendously well by his boss, his head coach, in his first stint as a defensive coordinator. So when you don't have good infrastructure, when you don't have a good culture there, really, really difficult to judge whether or not somebody was good at their job or not. Now, to your point, they weren't particularly great when it came to rushing the passer. They weren't particularly great when it came to sacking the quarterback. They gave up a lot of points, but again, some of those are skewed, right? So if your quarterback throws an interception and the opposing team gets the ball back on your own 25, and then you give up a touchdown because they went 25 yards, that goes against you in your defensive stats, as opposed to perhaps if they didn't have that, you would have given up 20 yards and they punt. So I don't know that I give Matt Burke all the issues that came with the Miami Dolphins during those years. There was a lot of extenuating circumstances, which I think worked against him.
You're listening to Houston Sports Talk.